Here's a quick message, because I cannot get past that last reading, because the poverty part, there's a few things, but that part really hit me so hard, because when I walked away, we've been on a budget, and I technically have had some level of debt. I had already had some level of debt when I walked away, and I haven't had a steady income since 2020. Yeah, pretty much. So like that I was making on my own. So that, like, the amount of pride hits, and the amount of like, and that hyper independent part of me is like, I was like, when I walked away, I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna figure it out, like, I'm gonna, like that. I have that part of me that I still have to keep letting it go, because I am, and you are, like, you have to keep seeing yourself, continuing to, like, because I've even had that, I had a girl tell me that, it's like, you need to appreciate yourself for what you're doing and what you've done, because especially doing your own business and stuff, it's like, there just aren't there when you're in isolation, and even just doing your own thing, there's just a lot of people that aren't going to give you a pat on the back. And like, moms know that too, because just being a mom, you're always just, it's just a part of being a mom, because it's a selfless type of love. So anyway, like, that part of me, that I've always had that pride of like wanting to do it. There's a power and a control in it too, that is like, if I got those, I would feel accomplished. If I did all these things and I made all this money, and especially because my parents are helping us out. And I just recently had anyway, I don't want to give personal information, but what the point of this is that the universe, like, what it really is most important to me is honoring the sacred, honoring my ancestors, honoring what God wants me, honoring my heart, honoring my son, like taking care of our peace and well-being. And it's crazy, because the right people are gonna see you and gonna meet you there. And it still is like this. There's still a degree of like, I don't know. I don't feel like a failure in that way now. I don't because I don't, in a bigger way, like, because I'm doing service work. I know that I'm showing up and doing that. I know I'm showing up every day and taking care of responsibilities that I'm not getting like, monetary pay for or whatever. But it's like, that to me, it's like, the more that you see that your role is this other role, and that you're trying to do this energetic work, and that this is the one part I wanted to touch on, is that it's about inner abundance. It's about spiritual, about accruing abundance in the spiritual. Like, that to me is the inheritance. Like, I don't, like, if I could ever repay my family for whatever, like, in some kind of way, I would want to, because it's just like, they have done for me in a way that I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to repay them back. But this is like, there's a spiritual abundance that you're accruing, that because we're forced to just surrender and let go. Like, there's just so many things that you go through, and there's so many days of like, you're constantly surrendering. So I think it's just a lot of it that I'm seeing now is just like honoring that I'm on this journey, and I'm on this path, and I'm supposed to be this empress role that I still have a hard time sometimes, like, so I'm still trying to really step into it. But then once I do that, it's like everything else works out, and I can come back to the present, and there's not this feeling of expectations, or that I'm behind in life, or that any of these other things matter. And you can feel safe to be supported and stuff like that too, because I have to keep giving myself that credit of like, no, I'm showing up to do service work. Like, that's what I'm doing, and I'm not getting direct pay for it. So the universe is working it out some other kind of way. Like, that's kind of how I see it. It's like, it still is balanced out some kind of way, because that's how it is on earth. Like, that's how it is to have harmony. So I wish of course, like, there's still like, wanting security and stability. I think those are just human things that we're always going to want to have, and just not to be codependent on other people. Like, I think that's always the thing, but I'm starting to see now that it's like interdependence means there's still some level of dependence, and you're opening yourself up and allowing and giving away power, but also allowing that person to take from you too. So it's like it's never 50-50. It's never like I'm 100% sovereign and I can give out like 100% of my sovereignty. Like, that's not how it works. So like, we're not meant to be islands. But that's a hard thing to get. It's a hard thing to break down hyper independence, and it's a hard thing to get past that when you're also in isolation, because you do feel like an island. But that to me is where you're building yourself, and to be that you're building yourself to see yourself as this Nine of Pentacles, to feel safe in that space, and to allow people to support you in that way, to honor you in that way of like, this is the path I've chosen, and this is what I'm here to do. And that if I'm a loser and a villain to certain people in my life, that's fine, because y'all don't see me, you don't want to respect me, and that's cool. Bye. Like, I've got a job to do. Like, that's just kind of how you see it. Okay, I think that's enough on that.